Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna talk about an amazing book by Irvin Yalom called Hour of the Heart. Yalom is a well-known psychotherapist, and in this book he shares real stories from his therapy sessions. What makes these sessions unique is that unlike traditional therapy approaches, Yalom is very direct and straightforward with his patients. Why? Because each session lasts only 1 hour, so there is not much time to uncover deep psychological layers. Instead, he tries to get straight to the core of the issue and help the patient make a shift in perspective or mindset within that short time. On this channel, I'll be sharing a few stories from this book, but not all of them. If you want to fully experience these stories and immerse yourself in them, I highly recommend getting the book and reading it for yourself. Today, I'm going to tell you about one of the most interesting stories in this book called Invasion and Aggression. Alberto is an Italian sociologist working on his dissertation. He has a deep interest in intergenerational changes and the future of psychotherapy and psychoanalysis. Before his session with Yalom, he sends an email discussing topics like the role of older generations in society, transformation of younger generations, and the future of psychotherapy. But when the online session begins, he doesn't mention any of these topics at all. Instead, he starts talking about problems with his fiancée, Emma, and his mother. Right from the beginning, Yalom feels something is off. He can't quite understand what Alberto is trying to say. At first, he thinks it might be a technical issue with the audio or his hearing aids, but after a few minutes, he realizes that the real problem is the way Alberto talks. Alberto speaks in a way that is overly complex and vague, making it hard to grasp the actual meaning behind his words. He constructs sentences with unnecessary complexity, which causes his message to become unclear. The surprising part, this isn't just a problem with Yalom. His fiancée, Emma, has also told him many times that she can't have a clear and rational conversation with him. So it's not just about the therapy session. This is an issue in his personal relationships as well. Yalom realizes that Alberto is unconsciously using language as a defense mechanism to keep others from getting too close. And this is where Yalom makes a very important observation. At heart, the huge majority of the patients I've seen over 6 decades are struggling in one way or another with interpersonal connection. Their immediate needs may present as something else: sexual obsession, anger at a parent, depression, but underneath, these are often manifestations of disconnection. And this way exactly what explains Alberto's problem. So why does Alberto speak in such a complex way? Why do people struggle to connect with him? As the session continues, Yalom directly asks Alberto why he keeps such a distance from others. Alberto thinks for a moment and then mentions 2 Italian words: invasion and aggression. He says that he has always felt the need to protect himself from others, as if getting too close to people is dangerous, so he builds a wall around himself. Yalom then asks him, do you want someone to truly know you, to really know the real Alberto? And without hesitation, Alberto replies, very much so. But Yalom shows him that his way of communicating is actually preventing others from getting close to him. In the final moments of the session, something changes. Alberto begins to speak more clearly and directly, and for the first time, Yalom feels like he's finally talking to the real Alberto. That verbal barrier that Alberto had unconsciously built disappears, even if just for a moment. At the end of the session, Yalom suggests that Alberto start therapy to learn how to form deeper connections with others. At first, Alberto resists the idea, but after thinking for a moment, he admits that maybe it's time for a change. This story shows that many times we think we are seeking deep connections, but in reality, we're unconsciously avoiding them. Alberto thought he wanted to be understood, but in reality, he had built a linguistic wall around himself that kept others at a distance. This session helped him recognize that pattern and take the first step toward change. So friends, this was one of the stories from Hour of the Heart. On this channel, I'll be sharing a few more stories from the book, but if you want to read all of them and dive deeper into Yalom's work, I highly recommend getting the book. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe to this channel. Stay tuned for more videos. Until next time, take care.